question during the press conferences. If you are joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We'll address questions in the room first and then take questions from Zoom if time permits. Now joining us, members of the Murray State Racers, head coach Dan Skirka and student athletes Jonathan Hogart and Dustin Mercer. We'll begin with a opening statement from Coach Skirka and then open it up to questions from the student athletes.
First of all, wow. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, just so happy these guys get to experience this and play on this stage and show the whole country that they belong. Obviously, we didn't come out victorious, but I couldn't be more proud of the fight that they showed. They jumped on us early, and we weren't able to get that knock. But I was never a doubt that these guys were going to keep fighting, scrapping, clawing, and giving us a chance in the end, and that's exactly what they did. They've done it all year. So the support, outstanding. I mean, Racer Nation, holy cow. So many blue and gold out there. That was awesome. And then the people of Omaha, I think, got on their feet a few times for the Racers, so that's really neat to see. Kudos to UCLA. I mean, that's as good of a defensive team and display that I've seen. I mean, the play in the first, up the middle, the double play that they turned in the second, the sliding catch and left, the catch at the wall and right. They just made that look easy on the defensive side, and obviously they were able to get a couple knocks there with 2 outs. But, Nick Shuddy, the pitcher, Shuddy just competed. We knew he would. Been riding him all year. Guy's on fumes. I know he's not going to admit it, but, I mean, look at the workload that guy's done, especially the last few weeks, and just love that dude and proud of what he did. And then Zenko and Oakley coming in and giving us a chance. So a lot of really good things to take away. I know these guys are going to rest up and then be ready to go on Monday.
We'll open it up to questions from the student athletes.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. This question is for Dusty. You guys faced today a pitcher in the Big Ten who had an incredible regular season, and not once this season had he walked 4 batters. You walked twice today. It just seemed like you had a couple of atom balls. Can you talk about what was working for him and the approach at the plate that you had today, and as well as your teammates?
You can definitely tell there's a little something different to his fastball. It's a good pitch, had a little sink to it, down and up it rode a little bit, and that's tough to be on. You don't know what it's going to do. Change-up kind of looked like a screwball every once in a while, and that's never ideal as a hitter. I was picking it up a little bit out of the hand. He was mixing 3 pitches, and whenever a guy can mix 3 pitches for strikes, it's going to be tough. So we just try to compete and, foul off a couple tough pitches, and then one gets away from him and get a runner on base. That's how we win usually. So.
Adam Wells, WPSD. Jonathan, did you feel like it took you guys a little bit to kind of settle into this game, considering the atmosphere, or did you feel like you guys were kind of ready from the start?
I thought we handled the atmosphere really well. We worked counts really well early. Couple breaks didn't go our way. Chased a couple. I mean, the guy's good. The guy's really good. He's starting the game on for them in Omaha for a reason. So hats off to him. He's really good. Made some really good pitches. But no, I thought we competed really well. I thought we put a lot of pressure on. Just a couple breaks didn't go our way. And they made some phenomenal plays, like Skirk said. Again, those plays were phenomenal and then killed momentum. So I think they played a good ball, but I think we handled the atmosphere as good as we possibly could.
Mike Beats, College Baseball Central. Dustin, you keep smiling. I know obviously the result's not what you wanted, but just kind of talk about, the attitude kind of going into obviously Monday, but just the opportunity to be playing here.
I mean, obviously it's baseball heaven here. I was talking about it yesterday. Like, I walked around. I've never felt famous before until I got here. Those kids don't care whether I'm going to the big leagues or I'm done playing in 2 weeks. They just wanted to talk to me, and I think that's a really awesome experience. So I know we lost, and that stings. It really does. But keeping that kind of mental attitude of those kids are here to watch us, and that's super cool. Skirk's son, he just loves watching us play ball, and they look up to us. And yeah, about the smiling, I'm done playing baseball in 2 weeks no matter what. So I'm just trying to keep that on my face and enjoy the ride.
Zach Simmons, Murray State News. Guys, I don't think really anybody here probably expected UCLA to beat you guys with only 6 runs. So do you guys have a little bit of confidence going into Monday, knowing that you held a pretty good offense to only 6 runs?
Absolutely. I mean, hats off to our pitchers. They grinded like crazy. Shuddy, I thought he threw really well. He made some pitches when he had to, and just a couple breaks didn't go his way as well. Then Zinko's lights out, and then Oakwood did exactly what he was supposed to do. So, yeah, I'm really confident in that. Again, I think our offense was just one swing away in a couple innings and to really take the lead or even blow it open. So I'm really happy with where we're at. It wasn't our night tonight, God's plan. So we'll just look forward to the Monday and enjoy our day tomorrow.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Dustin, what kind of challenge does it provide as a hitter when UCLA uses their pitching the way they do, where they just throw the kitchen sink at you and it's just a different guy every time you come up to the plate?
Yeah, that always raises a challenge, and I think they did it purposefully. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I'm sure our numbers are good second time through the order off a guy, third time off through the order off a guy. So I'm not sure if it was purposeful or just to try to save some arms. But, no, it is tough because, I mean, it takes a pitch or two to kind of see arm slot. You can't really pick that up too well unless you're standing in the box, arm slot, pitch shape, all that kind of stuff. You can do scouting reports. You can have scouting reports. But it's different when you're standing in the box with 20,000 people sitting in the stands. So, yeah, I mean, they did a really good job mixing. I mean, that's always tough. I don't care whether it's big leagues or high school. If a guy can execute 3 pitches, he's gonna be pretty good. So
That's all the time we have for questions for the student athletes. Jonathan, Dustin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We'll now open it up to questions for Coach.
Mark Garland, College Baseball Central. Coach, can you talk a little bit about your bullpen and how they really kept you guys in that baseball game tonight? Does that give you a little bit of confidence going into Monday, knowing you got guys that can come out and just shut another team down for you?
100%. You know, especially now you get an off day. I'm sure both those guys will be back, so we'll have a full stable ready to go on Monday. Confident Silva's going to give us a quality start, and like they kept saying, we just got to get this offense going, and we were right there. You could feel it. So a lot of confidence going into Monday.
Coach Harrison Fan, SEC Unfiltered. You talk a lot about just the resilience of this team and just the culture and never being out of the fight. We've seen the offensive explosion throughout the season, the postseason. What does it mean to kind of go fight against a pitcher and a team like UCLA that has guys that have thrown 12 guys that have 17 plus innings pitch and the elite arms they can bring out one after another, and the confidence you have in this lineup, no matter what the score is, if it's down 5, down 1 in the ninth, whatever it is, to belief you have in them to fight and come back and honestly give them their best and give you their best because they trust the process.
Yeah, and that's from the body of work that these guys have put in. I know that's kind of UCLA's plan to, they threw 6 guys at us today. We've seen that a lot this year with this offense. So it's nothing new, to try to match up righty lefty, keep mixing looks, try to find the right guy that's going to get hot and put up some zeros against us. So that doesn't throw our guys off a whole lot, I don't think. But just when you have done it all year, they are confident, and I think that dugout knows that, And again, we were right there. I mean, Decker was so close, 2+ plays in the outfield from having multiple RBIs, and it's a different ball game. And then we probably got a chance to go to Kellum, and that gives these guys even more confidence. And then, the outcome might be different. So that's baseball. That's what I told the guys after the game. Just a game of inches. A couple of their hits did find holes, and the pitch that Shuddy made and Call kind of flared it into right field that started their 4-run rally. That's baseball, and we had guys on and hit it on the barrel, and they made the play. So they're going to be confident. They're going to rest up, and I know emotionally I think they're a little bit drained from the last couple of days and dealing with everything that they've dealt. So really excited to see them come back out on Monday with not more energy, but just the same thing we've always done. I told you guys, backs against the wall, that's when these guys play best, when everybody doubts them and they're out, and then they come back throwing haymakers.
John Wright, Murray Laser and Times. I thought a key moment was when y'all finally got their leadoff hitter out after he'd been on base the first 3 times, I think. Yeah. When you have a guy who's getting on base against you and you finally get him out, that's a momentum builder for you, right?
Correct. Early on, I think they had the leadoff hitter on the first 2 innings, and they scored. I don't think we had the leadoff hitter on until the 7th, and then we finally scored in the 7th and the 8th. So that's baseball, and that's part of our plan. We got to get their leadoff guy out, and we were always fighting like crazy to get our leadoff hitter on. That's just a good sound process as an offense and a defense. So they did it early. We did it a little bit late, and it wasn't enough today.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald. Coach, could you speak to that play in the 4th inning when UCLA bunted with Chalowski, runners at the corners? How surprising maybe that was, or how that turned the game?
Yeah, I know that's one of the weapons they like to use. I asked my assistant who kind of scouts their bunt game. I said, will they safety squeeze with this guy? I know he's a stud. And he goes, no, I don't think they will with this guy. And sure enough, first pitch they did. So Shuddy, that's baseball, right? And in that moment, they're trying to manufacture and keep adding on to their lead. But I was surprised by that. Kudos to Shuddy and Mistoni at first base that they handled that and didn't freak out and minimize that inning. Because if they fumble that bunt, now all of a sudden you got runners on and we didn't get it out, and that could have got even more ugly.
We'll have time for one more question.
Adam Wells, WPSD. Coach, you kind of touched on it in your opening statement. When you all left the hotel today and the turnout from Murray State, I know you guys weren't there, also at the pep rally they had at one of the bars here, a huge turnout and then stands. Did you ever imagine that you would see this much support for this baseball program?
Never. I mean, it's people in town support them, and they know our guys. They see them at church. They see them out to eat. They see them at basketball games. And some people stop by our games, but, we don't even charge admission at our games. And for now, these people to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to just drive all the way here, get hotels, get tickets, buying all the gear. They got all the funny T-shirts going on. That kind of cracked me up this morning. And just to see some of the faces, some guys drove in from Florida and from Michigan and just all over, and to see them and to support these guys, it just speaks, how inspirational that this game can be, and fighting for not just, an underdog or a Cinderella, but for a great group of guys that have shown toughness and the process. Again, we're going to go back to it, but they love each other, and I think people see that and they want to be a part of it. Very neat.
That'll conclude our press conference. Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP